Oh, I'm not out of the back alley yet, in case you're wondering. Not even out of the back alley. So. Anyway. How's it going? Can't wait to get my nails done. I know I keep saying that. I'm gonna go to a salon. I wanna get my hair cut. I wanna get my nails done. But I guess we gotta wait until Poolnet puts her house on the market. Because she gotta clean it. Because she can't afford anybody to clean it professionally. Anyway. You like my hat? I don't usually wear it like this, but you know, it's a certain style. Why not? I'm gonna take a sip of coffee and see what time it is. 1 second. Okay. It's 7:25 a.m. Anyway. Anything new going on? Very sad about the Pope's passing. I'm very glad that my husband will be there in order to send our regards to the Pope. Because, you know, as you know, I'm here. Which is surprisingly not busy. Surprise, surprise. Did y'all see Matt Gaetz on the Matt Gaetz show? I liked his tweet. I liked it not because I liked it, but to bring awareness to his show. Not much to complain on that one, huh, Matt Gaetz? Got a 6.5 minute clip of just your show with 0 of my commentary added. So, but I've obviously made it no secret that I do not support him politically or otherwise. So, I thought it was on brand. I'll say that. Matt Gaetz show. I wouldn't really say on brand with conservative political ideas, but as far as on brand for Matt Gaetz, I would say it's probably what it was, and that'll be my commentary. Let's go, Benja. It's really easy to see him. Anyway, Honey Critic got some kids over here. Oh, I guess they done. It's the school bus. And away they go. Just when I happen to be reaching here. So, as far as situation preparedness discussions I have with y'all, as far as not being able to be a part of the public square for what, 12 years now? And when I say a part of the public square, of course I don't mean out and about, right? I mean not having a certain algorithm solely dedicated, uniquely driven for what I can and can't see. That's specifically what I mean by not being able to be in the public square. So, as far as confirmation bias, obviously that might be there. So, here, right when I get to the turn, it's right there. And you know what I've been telling people since 2021, maybe 2022, said they're weirdly territorial. So I bet you if I watch my videos from 2021 or maybe 2022, I know I was slow to get on back on social media in 2021. Not as activist on social media as I am right now. But I bet you a lot of those arguments and points I made then, people, they still apply. So, ever wondering, the street lights are out today. I guess around 7:15. They turn off. Anyway, what else? What else is new? Tracy's birthday on the 26th. Gotta finish her painting. I'm painting a painting for my mom, either for her birthday or a Mother's Day, May 7th. It's like a butterfly painting. Painting objects recently. So what I'm doing there. Today is the start of early voting. If you're in San Antonio, I forget what they call this cycle. Awful election cycle or something like that. Where it's not voting for president, which is notoriously low voter turnout. I was reading this article on theessayreport.org, maybe .gov. Notoriously low voter turnout. I might put it in the info box. It's like 5%, 6%. These there's more people that vote when it's city council and mayor. There's 27 people running for mayor, I think is what it said, since Ron Nirenberg is finally ousted. Has served as city council and then progressed to mayor for, I don't know, 8 years or something. Before him, I can't remember who it was. I'm thinking one of the Castro brothers. I say Castro brothers. If you don't know, there were, like one of them went to serve as HUD, Housing and Urban Development, under the Obama administration. They're two brothers and they're both into politics. I think they might be twins, but maybe not. Yeah, want to see a cute cat? Look at how cute that cat is. Let's go open your... I don't want to give it too much attention because then they might be mean to it. Did you get too much freedom? Did you not follow the rules of this HOA? Unspoken, of course. Unspoken HOA. Oh, I want to take a selfie. Okay. So yeah, new cars. That might explain the new person I saw yesterday. Even though those cars, I don't think those cars were there. So, speaking of unspoken HOAs. But yeah, notoriously low voter turnout for the San Antonio elections that aren't of presidential nature. I'm not sure about senator and representative. Or as far as like Texas legislature. I'm gonna have to Google some more. And I'll leave it at that. That's what I said about the public square, right? Okay. Not that I'm blaming Google for anything, obviously. Obviously. And one reason I'm not is because Clown Gabbard sued them. Was it in 2019? For suppressing her advertisement. Accessibility. I think she sued Google for suppressing her accessibility during a presidential election. 1 second. Which, as you know, is very questionable. Would you say it's ironic? What word would you use that is not of a legal nature? Because I'm sure people are already doing that. Which people? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. But if you're right, you're right, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. What do you want me to say? Yeah. Low voter turnout. City bonds. So, I'm gonna vote no. I think currently there's a city bond of for SAC, San Antonio College. It's a community college, a 2-year college. They want like a lot of money. So you do a bond. Why do you need to do a bond like every 2 years? Using debt as a tool. And it might not be as bad as like corporate bonds, stocks and bonds, but it's a fixed income and it may be tax-free, tax-exempt. That's what it said on Investopedia, I think. I might even post that in the description box. So yeah, I'm gonna vote no. SAC is asked. I think there's only one proposition. My mom and sister Tracy are gonna vote this morning, and after they do that, I'm gonna go over to Kimmy's house because she's working late. But I always have one of those sample ballots. So I'm gonna see if there's any other propositions to vote for or against. But the one I could find on Google was just this year, 2025, SAC, San Antonio College. There are several community colleges here in San Antonio, but I think that's the one that is asking for a city bond. I think it's in the millions. I think it might be like, I think last election, which was in 2022, which I think SAC specifically got a city bond there. Now they're asking for another one. So I'm gonna vote no. I mean, I had some argument when I read about it in the article. It was like it's for the good is for something, and I said maybe they shouldn't ask the city of San Antonio for that. There's a Spurs arena, a new Spurs arena, which obviously I don't think is on the ballot, which I think it should be. Why not? Especially if you're using city funds. So, seems kind of weird that you're using city funds to make yet another sports arena, demolishing the Institute of Texan Cultures. And what are the facts and figures about that? I would love to know, especially considering all the changes and infrastructure changes going on in the city these past 4 years. So, yeah, Spurs demolished Texan Institute of Cultures because they're building a new arena. So, well, Spurs can use their own money. They don't have to use the city of San Antonio's money, because they got the Alamo Dome and the AT&T Center, which was, I think, recently named the Frost Bank Center. They changed the name because they wanted to. It wasn't just voted on. So Spurs, you better be building some basketball courts or something then. You get a new basketball court, but people of the city of San Antonio don't? Shocked. Absolutely shocked. Anyway, extremely low voter turnout. I had this idea. I said, if you can't get 25% of people to participate in the voting process, then that's no. Right? There was a bond in 2018. There was a bond in, I think, 2022, which had a higher voter turnout. Y'all can't see the clouds, huh? So yeah, I think the most voter turnout, whether it was for or against, whether it was for mayor, city council, I think the most, they said it was 11% voter turnout of eligible voters. If you can't get 25% of the voting population to vote for your ideas, especially at the city level, then you don't get it. So, I'm wondering if we can make that a thing. Do I have any money going into any political stuff? Can y'all start that, please? Thanks. So you need at least 25% voter participation, or you lost, or you failed, or you do not get this $1 billion bond every 2 years because of extremely low voter turnout. Okay? Is 25% asking too much? So you're gonna get, you say, yeah, you won. Only 5.6% of the voting population participated in that process. I don't think that means you won, and you know it. I'm not directing that statement at you, Ron Nuremberg. I saw a photo on theessayreport.org, or maybe .com. It was him celebrating. I think 5.6% of the voter turned out. Obviously, you can't be that happy about it. So anyway, yeah, they're building a really big school over at Conley's North Elementary. Not the KIP, but the other school down the street. I think they probably saw the buildings at KIP. Like, we need a big building too. It's great. I'm sure a two-story building equates to proper school supplies and all of that. It's not just going to be a new big building without any school supplies, right? Because I know that was the thing when my mom was a teacher. The school had a budget, and she would use that budget, but sometimes she would use her own money, her teacher salary, to enhance her classroom, decorations, maybe art supplies and stuff like that. She teaches GT, which is gifted and talented. And the last classroom she was in, there was computers, a whole row of computers. She taught elementary school. She taught elementary school, my bad. Excuse me. So, obviously that's going to equate with increased standard of school supplies for the kids, right? Anyway, which is, well, it was a bond program, I think. Board of Trustees situation. Oh, and if you're wondering, early voting, there's a lot of NISD people, I think, to vote for. I'm not going to vote for any of them. If I vote, and that's a big if, I'm seeing all this voter turnout, and I'm like, you know, I feel the same way. I think it's really embarrassing to have a 5.6 voter turnout. I think it's really embarrassing to have a 11% voter turnout in one of the most populated cities in Texas, right? So, oh, the new neighbors. I'm sure she shouldn't have any problem in selling her house, putting it on the market. So anyway, yeah, I think it's really embarrassing for that to happen. So, as to why you don't consider that a failure, you know, I'm not at all shocked about, you know, being a nuisance in this neighborhood. So I think she knows exactly what I'm saying when I don't have Banjo on a leash. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, just be glad you're not them, right? Whoa. Why would you do that? What kind of torment do you have going on in your life where you're going to do that? The decisions you make. But yeah, election day, I think is mayor 27 candidate. Oh, in case you're wondering, somebody else knocked on the door, had a Beto for mayor pamphlets. So it was what y'all saw. I posted in the morning. In the afternoon, a male knocked on the door for Beto. I said, we don't want that. Don't go to our front door again. And then y'all saw in the afternoon, pulling it. And if you're wondering, a lot of the time, I post something. Sevilla, not the NISD school bus. I always leave something that, like, I didn't share, where I'm like, ooh, this is really not good. You're gonna say something bad about that, about me, about that? I have something additional to share, and you know that, and I know that, and anyway. But it is Fiesta, so it is early voting today. See what the voter turnout's going to be. I know Ron Nirenberg's been mayor for 8 years, and on his 8th and final year, he opened up the conversation, started the conversation of lowering property taxes. Okay, it's great. There's a drive-in theater at South San Antonio where was it maybe 2022, I went with Tracy to this little Fiesta event. She wanted a KSAT 12 medal. Obsessed with KSAT 12. Not really obsessed with any other weather station or news station. But there's Adam Caskey, of which he gives out homemade thermometers, of which I think I got the very first one he gave away. I threw it away, in case you're wondering. I think Tracy had like 2. But yeah, in 2022, there was a Fiesta event at the drive-in theater, and they were standing in line because KSAT 12 Weather was giving away free Fiesta medals. Just little unique little kind of pins, if you don't know what a Fiesta medal is. And so I brought Banjo. It was outside. I brought Banjo. He was on a leash, in case you're wondering. And then I sat down and waited. I didn't wait with her in line. I don't like them. I'm certainly not fans of them. But when we first got there, Sarah Spivey, Adam Caskey was walking across the field, and there was like a cop or security following her. And I wonder why. Is she in trouble? But anyway, I sat down and waited for Tracy to get her free Fiesta medal, along with other people. And now, that exact spot where I sat down, they built this like cultural heritage center there. There's a library, and then there's the drive-in theater, and right in the middle, I posted it on my Instagram as a reel. They built a cultural center. My sister works for the arts department in San Antonio. My other sister, Kimmy. So her name is stamped on that project. It's like right there, right where I was sitting. There's like steps and like a line way. The building is okay. The heritage center that they built is okay. They said they're building it since 2020. Wow, it took a while, didn't it? And you walk in, and it's not a very big building, but a chunk of it is. They have really big bathrooms, by the way. There's 3 bathrooms, and they're really big. Okay, all handicap accessible. And they have water fountains. So I thought that was nice. I said, wow, aren't these nice bathrooms? Look, there's a water fountain right here. This is great. What luxury. That's great. I can't argue with that. But right where I was sitting in 2022 while Tracy was waiting for her free KSAT Weather Fiesta medal, it turns out to be where the stairs are of the new like heritage center or something. But you go into the heritage center, and there's this whole area, I guess it's for a shop. It's all empty. So it took 5 years to open, and Fiesta is right around the corner. You don't have anything to sell. I know our San Antonio is full of artists. You couldn't throw that together before Fiesta? I didn't say it to her like that. I went to the front desk, and I was like, what is this area over here? I thought, oh, it's going to be the shop or something like that. How long did this building take to build? 5 years because of COVID. And the Fiesta's right around the corner. Who books the artists? Because a part of that cultural center, it was just like regular people being shown. You really couldn't find any projects and artists to sell before Fiesta. Because also, if you didn't know, Fiesta is about being local, selling a small business and stuff like that. It's like a big part of Fiesta is you support the local economy. So, but yeah, I digress. Fiesta's around the corner. I'll probably be here, unfortunately. I'm sick and tired of it. I want to get my nails done. I want to get a haircut. Are you really? What is going on with you? Where I have to be living like this? And new neighbors, they don't know who I am. Okay, everybody, we can all just assume I'm not a part of their digital footprint. Obviously, you're volunteer for Beto for mayor. Obviously, I'm not a part of your digital footprint. Don't go to my door. I consider that harassment. Don't go to my door. Like my husband isn't an alpha male. They say, oh, look, there's Donald and Melania Trump. Look, that's fine, everything. I think people get really mad about how classy and glamorous she is. Melania Trump. And haha. This is ridiculous. You know? But anyway, I think, I don't know what y'all can see, but I think obviously people take advantage of that. You think it's okay for you to go to my front door? And why do you think it's okay for you to go to my front door? Because I wasn't filmed? That's not a reality in which you live and I live? Okay. Anyway. But way to be territorial. And for what? What are you even getting out of that? Pullman hasn't even put her house on the market. So, anyway. I guess that's that. I guess I'll talk to y'all later. I'm gonna go running while Tracy and my mom go early vote. I'm probably not going to vote, but if I do, I'm just voting no on all the money issues, and I'm not going to participate in electing any city official to public office. One, because none of them have recognized me and have asked to use my platform and reach out to people who follow me. That's pretty much the reason why. So, not one. Anyway, if you don't want my platform and if you don't want the people who follow me, I'm not going to vote for you. Why should I? You ain't even going to be business savvy and try to reach out like that. That's what you're going to do. So anyway, a bit depressing today, but it's just like this constant battle of this is your reality, and that's what they're gonna do on this wellness route, so this and it's completely fine that that's not the reality in which the entirety of the rest of the world live in. That's fine. That's a non-issue. Okay, it's really great to be friendly with your neighbors for lots of reasons. But if you say it in a certain context, people are not going to be stupid about it, right? People are going to know the message that you're sending because I think you want to send that message. The situation preparedness discussions I have with y'all, in my opinion, from the environment in which I live. I live here. I don't get to go somewhere else. This is where I live. And I can't even get my nails done. So. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. I guess that's that. Wish me luck on today. I wish y'all luck.